makwa baby Adom TV so ni Nnawotwe Yi na eguso e dey bro me din the Chief Jerry Forson and komom ye no e da prono so no ni edi kan eye asem a honorable Alan Kojo Chairman de akoto dwa na no man trankonya anim osafiwi oso na wotwe e bra no mo ekodi ehia na eno na ye de hya ase enti yenko na yenkohwe na yenkotie nsem no kwan ofa so edi tu dwa na fe ye ba mabeda mabedwafo edi ne edi komo no ahyehye so
yo ahokyerem enya dia obia wo se obedi nukura bia betima ka se aha obia ni ho se na meka no ya adwuma na so sa ahokyere ya abaninti ama sei MPP aba ye bekọ akoto no 2024 message ye de bekọ no eya ye din amayen ana fe susu ya susu nim se ade ba ko a adi enya wo Ghana pa ni se aban bi ba efiri kwa me kro abre so aban bi ba obehye bibi ase a foforo ba do aye ni nyina no na wo butu no na obehye bibi foforo ase atoa so saa bepim yewra kufu ado ba ye na chese ebeye den no man wakọ nim say ye benya party a ana kebeka say for the first time ye mamonto aso de enye wo mu no ye be ye frim na mom de ye wo mu no nti no me nto aso na ye hwɛ say saa de ye wo mu no a ebo aman na betime tintim a na daachi bi say yetimi wie na tintim pa na so obi foforo beba na nka yama obi foforo ba say Ghana for ye pe omani saa na say ba no enim say ye be call general election amanyo ko ni edoso obia baba abepre aban kase no ewe man na me ayafutu a me de ma Ghana for say ya start free SHS abai foforo ba bahwe yes ye bobutu no I started one district, one factory. Eba is a bebutu no. Then a better no mine akodadim. Ati sabidi ka say yentua MPP so dia. Na kwa say na nya na wo de neba. Waka ya preso. Na wan na wo de neba. Na say enama ho kire no a abani nti ameka say ya message no ya de nti no se wodi obi ba abedi Ghana nim ama akoje akonya kase no a edan man mu dia na ese oye obi a sabenya MPP fo nko na pe no yo ahokyerem enya de a obi a wo se obedi nukura bia betima ka se
okay enti honorable Alan Kojo Chairman and ekotie no ode nsem no atudwa quickly me enda mabedwafo a me no mo edi dwuma ene the Palgrave Boache Dankwa Ekasa Edema Ban. He's the government spokesperson on governance and security. Palgrave NT Mefa left hono and afi Palgrave they meet me akasa my brother at large. Na sir position when ambassador at large. Eguso Palgrave.
Me pacha mechiao esanchia tiefo ne wa chefo na CJ me mo official pa
afi committee
na ko sabe na obuza
he say he's my brother at large and so we don't know enti ambassador at large be busa say Eric Ajay deputy Bono regional communication officer for the NDC abia for mama kwaba
yeja
bibia boko there
nyamiado
what we better say
nyamiado
grounds here
from there boko eden nanso jawunim say
you were calling for a repeat of honorable Alan Chairman video no
see it
opesa otibium
the BT
betimi abobium
betimi abobium
me pesa obobium
madam production yen sanso ntie honorable Alan Kojo Chairman na fe ye ba makopa grave so ne de komo na hyehye so
yo ahokyerem enya dia obia wo se obedi no kura bia betima ka say how bia ni ho se na meka no ya adwuma na so sa ahokyere ya abaninti ama say MPP aba ye bekọ akoto no 2024 message ye de bekọ no eya ye din amayen ana fe susu ya susu nim se ade ba ko a adi enya wo Ghana pa ni se aban bi ba efiri kwa me kro abre so aban bi ba obehye bibi ase a foforo ba do aye ni nyina no na wo butu no na obehye bibi foforo ase atoa so saa bepem yewra kofo adobaye na chese ebeye den no man wakọ nim say yebenya party a anya nke beka say for the first time ye mamonto aso de enye wo mu no yebeye afrim na mom de ye wo mu no nti no ye nto aso na ye nhwe say saa de ye wo mu no a ebo aman na ebetira tintim a na daachi bi say yetimi wie na tintim pa na so obi foforo beba na nka yama obi foforo ba say Ghana for ye pe omani saa na say ba no enim say ye be ko general election amanyo ko ni edoso obi a baba abepre aban kase no ewe maimo na me ayafutu a me de ma Ghana for say you started free SHS abai foforo ba bahwe yes e bobutu no I started one district one factory eba yes e bobutu no na ne bere no man no akodanim enti se me di kan sere se yentoa MPP so dia na kwa se na wan na wo de na ba waka ya preso na wan na wo de na ba na say enama hochie no a abani nti ameka say ya message no ya de nti no se wodi obi ba abedi Ghana nim ama akoje akonya kase no a edan man mu dia na ense oye obi a sabenya MPP fo nko na pe no.
Okay. Enti the second time na yetie no honorable Alankwajo chairman thing and yekotie no the second time around on the request of paragraph. In fact, my panel members me nyina say yensan so enkotie bi, but my yenshen komo no ase ewo mi zoom ni so na mene ora Jonathan Asante Ochre or your senior lecturer University of Cape Coast abeka me ho ewo zoom no so na fe yenshe enkomo no ase enfree honum na afi yenshe ora chemba to minka
Ije mechonga.
Me wacho bibia bokọ de.
Rade de ache na monso.
Nyame adom ye ho de ye ene memenda enso still ye wadwuma mu a ye so oman Ghana. Ye nhye nkomo no ase say with your experience any nimdi a wo abanya watwa first term na afei wawie ni wawura ni second term a oba be kwa abatom say or culture campaign messenger what should it revolve around? Then so she answer no culture campaign message no.
I think let me say good morning to our viewers. Let me say so be some system where it should be mainly two things. One, that admissibility say and maybe what Nnawotwe Yi. Na Nnawotwe Yi no why you say upese we ni here. Not just say acquire to say one amount for still you have that social contract. No more social contract. Na wo hwe sa de no edisa adwuma no bi dia ene ma foforo pe say also udisa adwuma no say ma otumi ni bi o. So these are the two main things, but of course it will be based upon say bia the people still have that trust in you. Other than that, there is nothing else. And you know hwe yewra alana sam na wo kana, I think there is that sincere or honest admission of challenges, and that in itself is good. But as to whether it will inure to his favor and as advantage, only time will tell. And of course, he will also have to come up with new ideas. They can easily prosecute those new ideas when he's given that mandate.
Okay, but is it not worrying? Say, Abranoye minister, trade and industry, one making these admissions. Now, fe ordinary Jumediani to have fe all corporate flag bearer no ansana or by to muse yawa huchirim.
Well, I don't know. The mandate as trade minister does not allow him to, put certain things in the public domain. Certainly, it will amount to him, I'd say, rocking the boat, as it were. But as it stands now, he's not a member of government. He was once a member of government. And, it gives him that opportunity, that leverage in our with me, so they are prosecuting the agenda. And, he couldn't have said that when he was trade minister. It does not also mean, say, or trade minister, no, at cabinet meetings, there are certain things I be an wanka. He might have said certain things, but of course, the back starts with the president. And young fan say, a Twobi, I be a finance minister, maybe they might have voiced, or not say he might have voiced his grievances or what's called disapproval of those things. But it is a teamwork. And in Indiana, a bit difficult. It could only be by those who are not mobile. I be accommodate me at the informal level. No, but to me, I can imagine that those people say, in fact, this particular policy, I said my mind, but Oman Yantu. And over the period, Alan being part of the cabinet of the president, Obian himself, or ambition to become president. And the main opponent or contender also in the public domain, Dr. Bawumia. Dr. Bawumia happens to be part of the establishment because the likes of Palgrave and co seem to support Dr. Bawumia, and that is what the establishment, is trying to do. The elites, for that matter, as well. As an individual, it does not take away his manliness, as it were, or his forthrightness, as it were. But of course, he cannot approbate and reprobate at the same time. And or say or conducting him in such a way, say he's part of the team. Then, so he does not rock the boat.
Okay.
If you had started at that time, I don't want to be part of that government again. Fine. He didn't go on that tangent. He waited till the time on office officer resigning, so that he starts prosecuting his own agenda. And that is what he has exactly done. And it will be very hypocritical and political immaturity for him to go out there telling everybody, say, Bibia, you okay, Omampeni, Akufo-Addo na Mamuonu, Bibia, you okay. When the president himself has admitted, said there are challenges, when the finance minister, that Dr. Bawumia and co, they've all admitted, and they have even gone beyond challenges. We are in crisis, for crying out loud, crisis. And if you hear Alan saying these kinds of things there, then I don't think you can just drag him, on the ground.
Okay.
He will have to admit that and show that sincerity before Ghanaians, before the new ideas that would depart from the current government, at the Aba.
Okay. What's your campaign? I say, and then of course we know the vice president is also contending for the flag bearership position. Such statement here, Honorable Alan Kyerematen and Nnawotwe Yi, is it going to go against Dr. Bawumia because he, one, is still in government as the vice president and head of the economic management team?
Of course, it is going to go against him, no two ways, especially when Dr. Bawumia is perceived in the public domain as an extension of President Akufo-Addo's regime. So it is definitely going to go against him. The advantage that Dr. Bawumia will have at this point in time, going forward till the time of maybe nomination, whoever will be elected, no. Until then, Dr. Bawumia advantage in say still our bearmoon to no man penny, every man is some leverage, say, some company be and answer project be into no coho nako commission. Uko commission so you will use that as an advantage, of which all politicians in the Fourth Republic have always done. It is there that people do unnecessary campaigns, as it were. And you take the opportunity to do so. So he will have that leverage as far as government is concerned. But what Alan will also be doing is to be meeting delegates and the grassroots and be campaigning vigorously. What you say, and Dr. Bawumia cannot resign, or he wouldn't want to resign, because if he does so, then either say or President Akufo-Addo, and I say it will be very suicidal on his part. So I think by and large, it will definitely inure to the disadvantage of Dr. Bawumia, and it will be advantageous to Mr. Alan Chemontin.
Okay, but uncle along this tangent, say or make admissions. Name more than Nnawotwe Yi. What shall say a campaign meeting the grassroots? Sesania or the Kotuja or Security. Honorable Alan Chemontin, uncle sir.
Well, it will be an uncheswa, and umuche. Uko baby, ugeji environment now, then the message will determine. The environment will determine the message. I would bet 2 or more. Say delegate, yeah. Obviously, delegates are angry. Delegates are divided. They are divided between the Alan camp and Dr. Bawumia in Canada, Japan, and probably 1 or 2, of what's it called, Dr. Kotefi or and the others. You see, so he cannot always go on that tangent. But that honest admission, a bit me abuano, I will find biso those delegates are among a full amount penny the style of leadership, and they want that kind of they want him to divorce himself. They want an outright way, but that could be suicidal, and it could amount to some kind of betrayal. There are certain things that you cannot say good. Whichever way you look at it, Abambian as bad as any government may be, there's something that might have done a bois or mine, and then you will still have to rely on some of these good things that the government will have done when you are given the opportunity.
Okay.
So, as I said, at any point in time, the environment will determine the kind of message will be to control.
Okay. Mr. Archie, 2 questions now for many where we say on penny abedi Dr. Bawumia so hit the ground so also your campaign. Now on also Sophia says campaign message as on also hit Honorable Alan Chemontin in a way we don't know, but it's possible as politicians. Is this going to be that healthy for internal elections within the MPP?
If it's a matter of issues there, not personal attacks there, fine. Issues on maybe policy direction. Maybe he disagreed, and so it will. I mean, to say you are revealing cabinet secrets of which was an oath not true. So maybe he wouldn't want to go on that tangent because but of course, for him also to let the delegate know, say, is better or superior to Mr. Alan, obviously he may have to churn out certain ideas or issues. And of course, it will also determine or depend on the way I also be responding. So by and large, internal politics, are a bit more dangerous than even the external one when you are struggling it out or slugging it out with your main opponent as an external way. Internal way, a very way. Because, for example, this catch for CTV, I'm sure it could come up because some of us got the impression it was more like a setup, and in the near future, it could come to harm, Alan one way or the other. But of course, if you ask me, I think he's distinguished himself creditably in the public domain, no 2 ways about that. And by and large, in terms of corruption issues, apart from this, as I said, a cash for seats, depending upon the way internally the prosecuted agenda, it could affect him one way or the other. But of course, if it is Dr. Bawumia there, then he will also have a lot of things to say about him. So that's why I say that internal politics are very dangerous because one and then even one person followers in some of them will come up with certain things without even your consent or your knowledge. And that in itself will also drag everybody in the mud. And if they are not careful, they'll be giving more subject to their main opponent when it comes to the main elections.
Okay, final question, and that's the big question, Anape Yebisa. Can the NPP get a credible message for the next election? From where you sit, NPP for one bit me a catch the Ghana for, ma ato Ghana for a trim, momentum de breaking 8, no?
To be honest with you, that is very difficult. The only thing the NPP will have to do is to gain the trust of Ghanaians. And that in itself is an arduous task, because they will base most of the things you are going to say. Of course, they will definitely get the message. But as to whether people will buy into that, it's another thing altogether. There's no way I'll make a so much message. I that say I'm going to rely on free SHS or what is it called?
One district, one factory.
Jobs. And then what? One district, one factory. All these slogans.
Planting for food and jobs.
We are going to rely on that. What's it?
Planting for food and jobs.
As to whether people will buy into that, because people will challenge these things. In an era that you are doing planting for food and jobs, at the time you have high cost of goods, prices of goods. At the time that you are doing one district, one factory, your unemployment rate has hit double digit in the 30s. So, the message is definitely going to be difficult. But the only trump card, whoever, will have, I think that if they go with Alan, the baggage will be a little, said Dr. Baumia. Maybe Dr. Baumia, when he's given the mandate, will probably have a kind of message that will be to media too. But in terms of trust in India, I think that the delegate or Ghanaians will trust Mr. Alan a little more than Dr. Baumia. Because in the public domain, Dr. Baumia and Samno, what can do now? And you have been given the mandate and you have failed woefully. So by and large, in terms of national elections, I think Alan will do a little better than Dr. Baumia.
Mr. Asante Ochre, no what's in your friends here. Yeah, that's Papa. Or a senior lecturer at University of Cape Coast, Jonathan Asante Ochre, and Atwetwe and Komono. The last state commenter, when you be person Komono say the free public. Between even before we get into the campaign message, uti in your kind say a GDEP between Dr. Baumia and Honorable Alan Chemantin. Ghanaians will trust Honorable Alan Chemantin more than Dr. Baumia. Public.
CJ, I mean, ciao.
Majus obey
to message ciao. I get problem. I mean, ciao, Eric. Now, we just over Eric, so class.
No, you're more than
no problem. CJ, unim. What's in Bisana Bisa? Also saying.
I say a GDEP between Dr. Baumia and Honorable Alan Chemantin. Trust Ghana for being a GDEP or Honorable Alan Chemantin more than Dr. Baumia.
CJ, Ghana for a quarter delegates election. Influential in Fiona. About one Ekokoto. Makenkain, Nipa, Nkono, and Ekokojina. Potentially. Mamimbu Boom. Apreku. At least a person standing for flag bearership. Cabinet Japan. At least a person standing for flag bearership. Kennedy Japan. At least a person standing for flag bearership. Mr. Chemantin. Person standing for flag bearership. Adainimo. Person standing for flag bearership. Free Yakuto, person standing for flag bearership.
Tugati.
Ejakun, mami mbubo na mikra list, studying. Ejakun, person standing for flag bearership. The Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, yati said that he will be unity. And na Honorable Jogati, nipa inkuno. Na on person mu standing for flag bearership. Na enye Ghana for na eko decide. Eye NPP political party. And na eko decide nipa bako. Na yi nipa bako na ye de na ba be tre Ghana for.
Ama Ghana for nyane mu gidi.
Ama Ghana for
atoama
gidi. Atoama.
Yes.
So yes. Na unim mate se oka se the likes of Paul Graven omo route for Dr. Baumia. CJ, we have a government to run. Now, the government that we have to run, admittedly, there are difficult times. Obia Jatum said they are very difficult times. While you see Andrea, with the debt exchange program. There are difficult times. Inti aho trade there you wom we are see afanenya obi awa wo trade. But as a caring government, you drain who send ebe ya you betumi efisa aho trade ni mu. Na yede ye ho akọ baby a ye ni aho trade mu biem. Sana ban bia ye. Me kwa decide college. This ko form you and I shall almost race. Mr. Chairman, Kennedy Japan. And I'll pay me to Juma. Your school order, you say, up Santa Claus and stand up to your honor. Those who have gilded us with their fame are the made as a blessing upon us, made us remember the strength of their name. Others have labored and we share their glory. I still do exploits and I to their gain. Those who come after will take up a story. May it be worthy of singing again. Play up, Santa Claus. We wish them the best. Adi saddle on the hill. That's it. Vel primus, vel comprimis.
That's it.
Economy
of great men, Santa Claus. So you will wish them the best.
The last stanza, no.
Hail our disco.
Yes.
Hail our disco. We shall never be.
The two frontliners.
Oh, you're delegating. No.
But
Nipan Kuno.
And the conversation now clearly is revolving around two, Alan and Baumia.
On to Kennedy Japan. Researcher. I take Kennedy Japan. I will commanding lead.
Martinina.
See there, you can say
but let's use two of them. And why in Ghana for being the Mujiti? That's the question I posed.
But you mean Ghana for do one be decided.
Okay. When Dr. Asantewotwe Yi said between the two of them, Ghana for being Alan Kojo Chairman Mujidi asene Baumia.
Many because I represent Ghana for Ghana for Bekwakoto Aba in the 2024 general election. Approximately, the 2020 general election, crying the total one. If I be 18 million, be never quite to Professor no UCC get 18 million. Me watch it down committee. Me get 18 million. If you do honor, the Ghanaian people will decide.
Ghanaian people will decide.
The Ghanaian people.
The statement. Okay, my member Eric James. Now we are Masaba, but then we delve into the campaign message.
Some culture was a time and also man. Oh, Pekwanyati.
Eric, you're listening to Dr. Asantewotwe. I'm saying about back to back, Honorable Alan Kojo Chairman. Any discussion I need Dr. Asantewotwe, I here and his position. Eric, I remember.
CJ, that is saying.
Yeah,
Pagi, so na nipa na no so two anthem na 7 na kana de on to omo.
Say me school omo ko e. Say me kwa disco. To me seniors.
Say MPP they are good at that. And ema mu ye den na omadani artist. Obekai ifan krabia. Emu ye den na so watwen reade anim. And we tin in Bible. Me na say there at disco anthem no de kwa no. But that is fine. Honestly speaking, there Prof Kaya Odika. Once a baby and I want to say, the argument now we're making may based on trust issue. And the trust issue comes in a Motomo Abane, we now presenting in Panama Ghana for. Hona no de one. And some of the Mukushi and if you know more need you be within Tron. Sabi Abia Baumiana Mopena Motomana. Mombe presenting it to Ghanaians. That is when the trust issue will come in. Because Modi in him say money Tron. Until they can repeat lies consistently. That is what Baumia did in this country. And today will be any Malaji Baumia. Who doesn't know him? So what the man said, he was just being honest as a neutral person or non politician. And omono more from no CJ do omoten ye ente anamebwa. Because ye na for 4 years so limited. But omono debut gina nkwada nim na ochira de. Pie kwa bontini ni panya nkita hodie. Enti se otufo e wo se wo fa emfa nya nwom to. Why? Because in some rural lunch man tin ko kan yi. Ensem be no betimi aka bi MCJ. Na enra de kra de mere ho sanam sa. Na nkofo yi no mo free ba. Enra wonu ekwasinsia ekoye interview bi. I think that was Ura Anodompe.
Yes.
Anodompe was also saying say rural lunch man tin na oye economic management in the chair. Ono no wo ho no. Obi aso nim say the head of the economic management team Alhaji Baumia. Mini say Baumia ne de wayirem ono onka kon kra What does it really? Internally, they know say Bawumia is a disaster for their party. Masa, let me say this. Ghana for Brian.
Alan, no, I'm talking say or a cabinet committee chair.
Na Bawumia ko cabinet na.
And a Dr.
Committee chair on economy na no ka no. Economy asem na no. Na mo ko tena cabinet ade na mo ko ka ho asem. Nye economy. Huh? No mo ko ka ho asem no. Sa cabinet for na negotiate kan economy na asem no. So the comparison of Bawumia and Alan there, fine. And may I honest to you, about the public, Alan, nipa ojidie we ni muka kracha and Laji Bawumia.
Sana uhuno.
Oh, that is a public knowledge. And one thing we ought to know, CJ, the more you talk, the more you expose yourself. Alaji Bawumia, before 2016 elections, kasa ura we kan ukrumu hano. 99.9 intro meboa and a reality in Adom on us. But uni hano busa ura misata 170 questions. So okay. Say past questions. Only answers no. I don't know if answers in solve economic issues na e woman. And these are the issues Ghana for business so build the trust matter na ye kan. And it is Alan akujina se hwe also. No akoka kire mo say message e de beba for 2024 no e ho be ye den. He's being honest. It is CJ DMP na park debate me aka convince one of pay. Say MPP was all man to answer next election. Mumie no. Then obet me aka convince you. Obehwe was sitting mebo because CJ eniema baby eniema dru no. Abemu ana na menu asame okuka kire ne say boys abre electricity boy den chen dan ka no. Ene sa abemu ano waje plot. Ba cement na na eto no 27 cedis ene 95. It is any panalaji Bawumia betimi aka kire say to ameso na memfa cement bag nko 200 Ghana cedis amanaje na di. What am I say? So the trust politics in there a bit dominating the elections na what yenim no. Because and Ghana for how are you komu ina nyame asotwe ode amaye. Because they no real mahama ya na oye honest to Ghanaians no. Ya mtie no. Ya sum ya de. Bia na manata crash na so echi no yi na so. That is where we are today. And here the internal politics, and I know there's a lot to come. I want to say, Canada, Japan, or no share delegates, and Oko catcher almost say, and Kofone Wabemuno, or one create economic mess, teacher near Laji Bawumia. In this year, Percy breaking the 8th party, and what's someone on my swap for vice president being a Deneko, because Omone a problem of this country. No, Canada, Japan, because of dollar ni seed in Toko Moku Krum Hentino, will lose over $12 million. Want it? CJ, Wante, who is the head of the economic management team? Who spoke about our finances before election? Alaji Bawumia, if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate would expose you. And the fundamentals now you weak, I'm Bawumia now you weaker. And those are the premises Ghana for Korea to about trust. CJ cannot create. Me nepa agree with you. You one now, don't trust the mention. Because the brand NDC city, the brand NDC na government no. Need the brand MPP no. I was so trusted me. Debbie, and sorry because masa, baby, you mudi dream no.
CJ, you say CJ, you this one.
And I'm saying,
but that's not why we are here.
Not GD as Eric in personal, but Eric J of NDC and a party of MPP.
What the MPP NDC in the
and you're sorry quick. CJ, the person me chase and party of chase and say a foot no run at the mamono. A task move. But penning forces CNT and on one mighty couple. And I see dear and so say bataboa. Yeah, na ni try them to answer. He tryna. And now Laji Bawumia vice president. Obi here na in favor. So it will be very difficult for you to say me near park bet na ha. Etimi aka no kracha Laji Bawumia. And it was so difficult for Alan. So wa ben mu ne den no. Ene ma bia na enko you betimi aka. And na wa resign. Ah na kotokra ogidie so be the president. Body o. Ure ya na oton body. What does it?
Okay, there be tweak asa na. Okay say akotokra.
Yes, one tell when the ministry. No, now you're there. And I buy we dread the aban ministry ton board and now buy nanka say crepe ton. That is what they are doing. Said now buy I buy the BDC said man connection mindful. So what I am saying is whether trust or not, whomever now be present on the ticket of the NPP for 2024 elections, the issue of trust will dominate. That one is key. And I see na me constituency na Alhaji Baomi akogina ho na no manu disem ne se bi ehia supiti wo hye bo se one district one hospital mebo wo antimi ensi o mfie nan naba na ohene ne ka kire na wasen age microphone se ba ibesi wo ka se nananom hohoro manim koso you go and meet them there omo ana o hye omo bo one village one dam no you go you answer the damn question before they ask you me National Cathedral there na oka there say omotu am na foforo what I say those are the questions omuko busa so they will ask you of their factory Debi now businessman ono no timi krom suma henkru or ya cashew buyer wa pe besia wo menu CJ ho CJ send sika no man na dey atone cashew that is bank transfer ono e no send 100,000 pepe na ya 10,200 he levy electronic charges meanwhile sa businessman besia na wabo it is a businessman no na akwa kire ne say 300,000 na oje fi CJ ho no yet over 3,000 something no opeso chese ono na adwenya adwuma and those are the issues Ghana for the Kotwaba. All is about trust. Hey, Masa Yabro. And fear nine in what you come. A chance Ghana for one kwasumu. Eh? And kwasumu.
Okay.
I said, yeah, this year. And yes, summer this year. That is how they run. The system is running now.
Okay.
So for them, whether they present, made the Ghana, I don't know. But the issue, Mampeni Akufo Adenka say man akwanya man transfer 4 years kan. Na Ghana for you level.
Ebia program bit me aboyan. Wait. Credible campaign message for 2024. Then part and back Ghana for. Let's discuss the message and the issues that it contains. Probably.
Oh, CJ. Ghana for nyani Jumadia President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Eni na badi che Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ababaye. In fear in soon.
Na was it. And then time no do some agree.
In fear soon Jumadia Yedi e wo man. Unim hwe CJ. Say ahotre ba ya na nkofo refi atetena pa no. Esan say ahotre enye mobia. Enye obia na owo wi ase otumi ahotre. Na hwe projects aban aye. The message is very simple. You need to what but getting your meet me can I this for akopeki and the akoyomo strategy.
No, but then it means that maybe Honorable Lanchamantin has jumped the gun because this admission. Oh no, but that is what we are discussing.
And when I make us say, and I make say, yeah, I buy Juma why year from 2017, but be see and there. And in here, I buy every year, BC and there, EcoC 2024. And no one send me the catch Ghana for to campaign with. If I buy infrastructure projects in ya, Eric Jai, minimum ocean. You better show my camera. You better buy, or show me the very going yet. You better buy infrastructure projects. Buy a year. You better how I digitalizing the Ghanaian economy. Send a macano, the Ghanaian economy, no. As of 2016, they about 76 million Ghana cedis. This year is expected to grow closer to a lot of billions within the Ghanaian economy. You better share one district, one factory. You better share buying free SHS or diaba. Ye nananom ne ye wofanom ne yes one nom says you Sikenya won't butum as a result of the fact that buying 8-year free SHS car. You better share mining Jumadia abaye di mining sector galamsey
kasa
ya buy akwetia galamsey agabaya akwetia galamsey you be share employment abaye dia tutu hono ama memu wa you start initiative abaye shase ne niema you be share roads abaye kwan ya waye railway ne impuntu bebre it's a lot of niema you be share so adiaka at Ghana for the adults bebre. But I mean, no doubt in my mind, say CJ, I who trainer a woman, they see a film. If you are who training ma, remember Ghana for who say President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, or your mampenia, or your leader, you say a 202 ejina bemabo, or your leader say 202 yano ejina no bono, or to me jina honom ekutiae, eboa o man ye nti aho check akra e wo mi ji dis answer na afi ne beko ne mfimfin honom no na sa aho che no normalize ama eniema etuto yi ama Ghanaian economy no ma no ho so ama ne ntuma paso efra nti we mane nye se nigesem ema NDC fo besa se Ghana fo nya anim NDC nia o mayeda eno mu nim se omo ba nye bibi ka unse twika sana na eden nye bibi papa bi a in quote na omo ba be ye nti yedu hono ma Ghana fo be hu ye messages ni nya but by and large foundation na president Nana Danko Akufo-Addo we lay no eno na ye ba be crafty message afa to be able to break the eight among Ghana for.
Okay, but that's it. In your penny, Jonathan Asante is still with us on Zoom. To see why crew baby mo campaign message moving into 2024. Baby I'm best sentano on no. Let me get back to him. Na me say or share these initiatives and projects, interventions are buying the aba. What about one district, one factory? What about planting for food and jobs? What about you start and then Galamsey, the fight against Galamsey.
The fight against Galamsey. The fight free SHS.
What about free SHS? Okay, Mr. Sanchoche, so what?
Roads, railway.
Roads and railway.
About school placement.
Eric, Mr. Sanchoche, so what? Are these enough for the Ghanaian to gain that trust? Ghana for a year. Ewo MPP aban mu ama wo mo break 8 no utie paragraph abobo bi so a eto asum sen padaroma unmute mami unmute Mr. Santoche yente won kan yi also but okay. But on check it the way no and my audio phone check my Eric.
You are ben no. Nya ne nyina obeye na correct. But say me hu ade bi say Ghana for criticize more na ma usuan lesson. And Pagriva de ba kwa emwa ban we eye nipa no amokatum because na central for na nka mo betimi abo mo chia the okita big platform I am a board member it is all betna ha the onimani praises and worship we praise aban no eye asofo akuku dan na nka was etimi feel on second or creature aban ya attend national cathedral board and e de omaguso so they are part of government and that is your problem.
Okay, Eric, my call Mr. Santoche or Nominafi. But Minka. Fantastic. Etibato Sauti Masim Bisanoa. Near my program, the boss, initially was also crowd ball a biso. But when a Ghana for a share, is it enough for a credible campaign message? Year 2024 election in Mana. Padaroma.
I think it's to be very suicidal if they went on that tangent. It would be very suicidal. They have to show something new because. The finance minister, they've spoken about the free SHS. So if you still go about several free SHS, because at the moment, crisis near woman, and free SHS as someone, people are finding it difficult to live, to make ends meet. That is a reality. Our planting for food and jobs, we are spending over 600 million every year. Because if, for example, a Diana Metono, 7 cities, 50 pesos, not the same thing, and is going for 31 cities. Look at the gap, the inflationary gap. How much have you given to the ordinary worker? I'll bet to me, Eginas will say, oh, my sensei, look at the percentage rise in terms of going for a loan. So, GCK free commercial banker, you are going to pay somewhere around 40% in terms of interest. Because the policy rate now for 28%. What do you expect the commercial banks to also do? And of course, the banks themselves have been stifled. There is no money for them to even give it out so that we'll expand the economy. Because we always say, the private way is the engine of growth. But we have stifled all this. We need to I bet you they are expanding. Now, if these things are not going on, what that means, they say, we are going to have high unemployment rate. Don't also forget to say the finance IMF for 3 solid years, there's going to be freeze, not net freeze, freeze unemployment. And there's still going to be high graduate unemployment in this country. Apart from say university near there may be nurses and all those things, definitely. Because if that is going to happen, they will have to be enrolled into the public sector. Here is the case, there's going to be a freeze. So message, they will have to, it will be, I don't know, the message will have to be a miraculous one. And I think the way they can go about it is to show some level of humility and some admissibility of, because up to now, if you listen to Gloria, about Penny Gloria Kufwa, Nyokai, said Penny for Ayo Meduma, now Omoya such an investment. Now you naturally, what the Ghana is so now will take such a decision against them. Look, that is very horrendous. And you cannot escape from this. But of course, if government does not go on that tangent as well, I'm sure the economy will collapse, and it will collapse on all our heads. But up to now, do we know why we are here? That's what she's saying. Government in themselves, the agent of government, they've not been able to admit, say, we have created a mess. That is display of arrogance, because it did not come out magically. So the message, what kind of message are you going to use? Is it the digitalization thing? No. Look, it is always going to be about the economy. But if the people don't trust you, no matter how good the message will sound and appear, they will not give you the mandate. So it is a very difficult task. The MPP themselves, the senior most members of the party themselves, know that breaking the 8 is a little beyond impossibility. Even if the economy were to be that good, even if that economy were that good, so in terms of corruption, corruption. For how many years? We have been hitting 43, and that was somebody's lowest, and that is the highest of our president and his team. And this is the time he has set up OSP. This is the time our president keeps telling us, these agents, anti-graft agents like institutions like Shiraj, Yoko and Hong Kong. But that is the time that we are scoring lower marks. So it tells you that the president is not on the ground. The vice president has lost that moral authority. The finance minister, of course, sometimes if you look at internal issues to say, when Yama finance minister that will bring out some kind of refreshing way. New ideas. But I feel say the president of Fani maybe the person comes and tells the president, say, free SHSSC review. Meanwhile, the president himself has said there is the need for that revision to be done. So, but as to how they will have to go about that revision, it's a problem. I think
especially on that one, especially when former President Mahama then I can't say free SHS on be review the MPP's understanding of that review now you almost said NDC for bar now they are also looking at this same revision. So as
yes, because for the economy to survive, we need to cut down cost. We need to cut down costs. No two ways about that. It's not about stifling the economy by imposing so many taxes. I'm sure you bet me I'll go into recession, but I said, then that in itself will ensure that the economy does not grow.
Okay.
So we need to have a revision of all these things so that you could save some billions of Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Now, you can even invest if that money becomes to say they didn't give us money, but they say okay, into raise we have given you that opportunity. So if you're able to cut down cost, our president is not, doing things of that nature. So you cannot break the 8 when you are very recalcitrant, when you don't even listen to people who are members of your government. So, and that in itself is going to stifle the opportunity of the Tabata, because he is seen as an extension of President Akufo-Addo and his cohort. That is the problem.
Okay, all right.
Trust issues. So the message is definitely going to be very difficult. Not the usual refrain of one district, one factory, one village, one dam, and those things. It should be something new that people will understand and appreciate and trust. Other than that, they should forget it.
Okay, but one question. The calls for reshuffling, yeah. Finally, Nansenya Mampeni aye. And to me, for GDA be some sort of confidence Ghana for EMU towards the MPP moving into 2024 election.
I wonder if this is a reshuffle. I don't think it is just a matter of, as I said, it's much ado about nothing. We only saw replacement, not reshuffling. I don't call that as reshuffling. The main thing, Uncle for training and the finance minister say that's the main thing. But it appears, I don't know. I don't know exactly the kinds of things the two of them have done. For which reason, sometimes to sarcastically have said that probably it is the finance minister who appointed the president and not the other way around. You see, so this reshuffle, I don't think it was a reshuffle. Elevating some, it is rather even going to increase the cost of governance. I think it is even going to increase the cost because one, Sankabia, if the president had decided, say, deputy ministers or more trade and industry ministry, okay, I'm taking one and elevating that person to a substantive minister. Now, I mean, I consider that as a reward for the work that he did during the Shanja motion, fairness, minority xenophobia, and the court to a parliament in
against xenophobia.
Yes, that's a reward because don't forget, earlier on, Yera Tahiru was not in the good books of the president. They were at loggerheads, more or less. So once he has treated the darling boy of the president, the finance minister, with all the largesse that he deserves, that's a Shanja motion. And then, of course, because Tahiru has had problems with drillship in the past, that in itself is an albatross around his neck. And if you are saying Hassan and Isandani, what the now call you replace Rakubrobe. So it means you are still increasing. At first, in the it means there is some kind of reduction. But what can replace it there? Then you are still going to bloat, government expenditure. So I think that the president is still not on the ground. I don't know if that about me advises him there. If he does and he does not listen, I think it will go against him big time.
All right.
And on the lines of Allah, they don't know I start a war yet. Watching him free win now, and I think it will be to his favor.
All right. My young friends here, Jonathan Asante Ochre, a senior lecturer at University of Cape Coast, and then Atchison Common insightful conversation. And then Adom TV so Nnawotwe Yi and Yegusua ye de brewo my entire home right back. Stay with us.